Howdy, my name is Aziel Ace Hernandez, and today I'm going to be answering my two questions from the Q&A based off of Speech 2. So I just want to say thank you to both of the lovely ladies who asked me a question. I really appreciate y'all giving me some great feedback, so thank you. So I'm going to start off with Elise's question, which was, and I quote, "I was wondering if the author spoke to the writers of the TV show to have a more accurate representation of the character that the producers developed. How do you feel the comics tie into the TV show based on this question?" So once again, thank you, Elise. And the answer is yes. The creators of Avatar: Last Airbender spoke so much with the creators of the comic books, more specifically Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko. They are often referred to as Bright, which I think is actually really funny, and they were heavily involved in the development of the comic series to ensure the consistency, the characters, the storylines, and the overall world of Avatar. This collaboration helped maintain the authenticity and the consistency of the Avatar world. So the comics really tie into the TV show, mainly based on their character consistency. So the characters in the comics retain their direct personalities, their growth, their relationships are established in the TV show, and the comic books definitely build on top of this. And by that I mean that as fans, we were just left alone, right? It was the ending in the TV show. But there was just so much more that as fans we wanted to learn, and we wanted to know about what was next for the cast, what was next for the characters, right? It's the characters were in between the ages of 17 to 12. It's they had their whole lives ahead of them, and as fans we were the end? Really? Be so for real, we want more. And that's exactly what the comic books gave. The comic books, they low-key ate, not gonna lie. So basically the comic books, just to make it clear, and this also kind of ties into Kinsey's question, which was, and I quote, "How do you think the comic book series differs from the TV show?" The comics, one, they're considered a canon, and they expand on the world of Avatar, introducing new locations, new cultures, and characters that enrich the overall world and storytelling of Avatar. And it also gives us a bit of a view into the legend of Korra. So by that I mean, in the comics we're able to explore the modernization of the Southern Water Tribe and the creation of Republic City, which ties into the legend of Korra because there are some major scenes that happen in both the Southern Water Tribe and Republic City. If you've seen the legend of Korra, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But for those who have not seen it, I will leave you with this very important information. Avatar Korra was born in the Southern Water Tribe, so she has a direct connection to the modernization that happened in the comics. However, in the original Avatar: Last Airbender TV show, we see that the Southern Water Tribe it's a village. There's literally nothing there, right? So we're able to see this growth and modernization. A lot of the themes that were explored in the TV show, such as balance, identity, and the struggle between tradition and progress, are continued and deepened by the comics, because each comic series tackles a different aspect of these challenges and what it means to the characters, really. And on top of that, like I said, it helped feed into what we as fans wanted. So for example, those who have seen the TV show know about Zuko, who eventually becomes the Fire Lord, his relationship with his mother, and his sister's relationship with his mother. And in the first episode of The Legend of Korra, literally there's a scene where it goes, "Grandma, we were wondering, can you tell us about Zuko's mom?" And Katara goes, "Oh, well, Jinora, it was an incredible tale." And then she gets cut off, right? Because as fans, we were cut off. Literally, one of the last scenes of Avatar: Last Airbender was, "Where is my mother?" So that specific comic gave us so much tea. right? Like, it gave us everything to know about Zuko and his relationship with his mom. It filled in the gaps. It told us about his sister and her relationship with her mother, and it gave us oversight and a direct view of Aang and his relationship between his past life and Fire Lord Zuko, which it's a full circle moment, and I definitely think that y'all should read up into it because it's literally full circle. Another thing about the comic books is that because it came after the TV show, it gave us oversight and views into what would become the Legend of Korra. So as I mentioned before, we speak about modernization and how things have changed. Well, it gave us that middle ground. The comic books told us, like, okay, this is the relationship that the avatars have within one another and how they're able to connect to their past lives. So in the comic book, something that we did not see in the original TV series was Aang's relationship with avatars Zhang Chen, Setsu, Roku, because although he did at one point in the series talk to them, he didn't have a relationship with them, right? So this is more about his like character growth, his personal growth, and how he grew into what was his role, right? And that ties into the Legend of Korra because Aang's child that we do see in the Legend of Korra speaks about spirituality, speaks about connecting with past lives, something that Korra struggled with, which, once again, that's a full circle. Also with that, we see the struggle between balance and imbalance, and the struggles that were left untold in the TV show. So the comic books gave us all the information that we needed. The comic books gave us the entree, right? I often like to think about the TV show as being the appetizer and the comic books being the entree, because it gave us everything that we needed to know and everything that we needed to really be able to see into the future. And that's why, like, there's so many YouTubers, there's so many TikTokers who make information based off of like the next series that we're gonna get after The Legend of Korra, which is already in production by Paramount. And it's like, okay, well, we know both by the TV show, by the comics, we know all about this, that it gives us insight, it gives us something to kind of see looking towards the future, and as fans, it's something that we absolutely love. Nonetheless, I do definitely think that if you have not seen the TV series, whether it be Legend of Korra or Avatar: Last Airbender, you should definitely see it. It's on Netflix. The live action series is also on Netflix. 10 out of 10 recommend. And if you haven't read the comics, watch the TV series first and then read the comics because it's a fun read. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks, and keep going.